Well, David, I think it's important to note that we collect not only hardware, but we also collect software, and we also collect documentation. We have, Dag tells me, 12 million pages of documentation. We also, in addition to things like the Super Bowl cushion, have lots of things we call ephemera and mugs and T-shirts, and of course I had to show you we collect Apple buttons as well. So we've got Apple buttons commemorating just about every possible thing you can imagine.
Oh, show that yellow oval one on the front. Hold that so you can see the. That's a classic one.
Oh yeah, this says Windows 95 equals Macintosh 89. One of my own favorite ones, I don't know if anybody here remembers it, Apple Link. I worked on that one. You remember Apple Link?
Oh my gosh.
Lots of stuff.
So seriously though, what about obsolescence of the software? You guys have the software, because like when I was in Broadway, all my scores were done in Professional Composer. No applause, because no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. This was the sheet music program. Now, not only is the program gone, the company's gone. And I can never again open those scores that I spent hundreds of hours on. It's locked away forever. Yep. Is there any part of the museum's mission to, I don't know, preserve these documents and these programs and be able to run them? What if some national security crisis came up and they needed to read something?
What about the secret recipe for Coke or something?
Yeah, exactly. Or what if someone had, you know, a Word 5 document that was very important?
It's true, and we deal with this all the time. We have some real expertise in this area, if you want to call it forensic computer history, the forensic software history, where you not only have to recreate the physical mechanisms like the drives and the interfaces and the host computer, but the layers of environment and tools, operating systems, language development tools, the original application, any libraries that are needed. I mean, it forks out into a very big problem, but it can be done. You know, it's only a matter of will.
There's so many interesting questions about history though that come out of stuff like this. Like, you know, how do you bring forward all the data of the world? You know, even think about the internet. I mean, how do you capture a first Google screen? You know, it's an artifact that's a different kind of an artifact than we've had historically, and there are efforts to catalog the internet as it goes along. But bringing along different media and different materials into the future is tough. I mean, think about it. Papyrus lasted thousands and thousands of years without a problem. And that's not going to be the case when you've got an 8-inch floppy.
Was that a Microsoft program?
Yeah.
Papyrus Pro. Yeah. So what are you guys, is there anything you're still looking for that these guys might be able to help you out with?
Oh, well, there are always things, specifically, you know, prototypes like the kind I showed you are great. Marketing materials, some people who've worked at Apple in marketing told me it's actually a marketing company that occasionally ship products. Ooh, I'm getting just to show that the amount of marketing stuff, it was an amazing marketing force. So, and that reveals a lot about the company, both internally and externally, some of its internal battles and as well. So we're very much for that. Basically anything you have, just be in touch.
It's number 100.
I do have parallels, so I guess it would work. Spicer@computerhistory.org. I'd be happy to answer your questions or emails. I think we'll just make a general call because I don't want to exclude any cool things that people might have.
Right.
We, in doing these, reaching out for artifacts, I just want to mention that I picked up some early Apple documentation that was sort of interesting. I brought some notes along about it. I read this 1977 offering memorandum that was, I think, Apple's first outside financing. And it was fascinating, some of the stuff in there. What was amazing to me was how much was right, actually, that they could see forward. One interesting little item was, this was 1977, just after the Apple II had shipped, so very early in the company's history. And they were projecting to 1982 what the sales volume would be. And they had one of those classic lines going up on the chart on a log scale. And it ended in 1982, and they projected $800 million in 1982, this little cheeky company in 1977. Then I spent about the next hour on the web trying to figure out what Apple's sales were in 1982, which is not that easy to do, but eventually I found them, and extraordinarily enough, they were $1 billion in 1982. That's when Apple hit the $1 billion.
Oh my God.
That view in 1977 was even modest relative to what became of it, which was interesting. This plan talked about wireless things, it talked about barcode readers, music synthesis, voice synthesis. I mean, it's an extraordinary document looking into the future of what's going to happen here. But I did have a trivia question to offer if you wanted that.
All right, here's another free missing manual to anyone who can get this.
Okay, anybody can get this.
Don't yell it out, raise your hand.
So this is 1977, okay, the Apple II has just shipped, and there's a list of the officers, and there's a number of different officers. At this time, what is Steve Jobs' title?
Steve Jobs' title in 1977? All right, anyone? No one even wants to try. Well, I give you credit for not saying CEO.
Which is what David said.
Okay, so way over on the edge in the dark. Vice President?
Of what?
Of what? Oh, who said it? I told you you couldn't yell it out. No book. No, I'm just kidding. You get the book. Right? That's it, right?
Who was that? Chris Espinoza?
Vice President of Operations?
Vice President of Operations. Markula was the chair. Mike Scott, if you remember him, Scotty was the president. Woz was VP Engineering, and Steve Jobs was VP Operations. So I thought that was a fun piece of trivia from there. Something else I thought was fascinating to read was, let's see if anybody can get near this. What was the standard cost of an Apple II, 4K Apple II in 1977? Cost, not the price to customers, the manufacturer cost.
Manufacturer cost. Yell it out, go ahead. $1,200? No? No, not the price. Apple's cost.
Apple's cost. Okay, 350 is close. $360, $360.10.